Hi guys, it's around 7 in the morning and I drew inspiration from a book I've been reading. John Mason, one of John Mason's, You Can Do It. And the chapter, I believe, is titled, Will the Boy You Once Were Be Proud of the Man You Are? And the title just, I had this inspiration to make a video out of this title because it just got me so deeply. Growing up is so much fun and, it's mind blowing, it's fascinating. And as young kids, we had this high level of optimism to be anyone we wanted, any profession. I wanted to be a medical doctor growing up, but looking back now, I don't think that's the path I want to take. But anyways, we had this high level of optimism. We believed in superheroes. We believed in a lot of things, and those things were gold to us. Like they meant a whole lot to us. And growing up, I think we come to the realization that there's a conflict between the world we want to make for ourselves and the world we live in. And a lot of belief systems that we've been programmed to accept growing up has triggered this cognitive dissonance. There's an inconsistency between these beliefs, and I think this comes from religion and culture and all that. But that's for another video. So the dreams, the everything we once held so close, sinks or buries, gets buried deeper and deeper into pessimism, and we believe that this is just impossible. We have this belief that those things we once held, those things we wanted to be, become, useless in the world we live in. Like it's not, it can't, it's you don't have any tangible proof to believe that these things and can actually be possible. And I, it's a lot. It's also it affects a lot of young men, especially it affected me as well. You see, young, confident, assertive, boys becoming weak, insignificant, and submissive young men because they believe that they're slave to the system. There's nothing they can do about it. There's nothing they can do to achieve or go ahead and fulfill. Make that little boy version of themselves proud. For centuries, it was believed that man couldn't fly. Today, we have the airplane. This has shown you that a lot of people, these innovators, these inventors, saw hope, they saw optimism, they saw a possibility in a world full of impossibilities. They never made the world what they wanted to be. Instead, they changed the way they saw the world. They saw it as a place where everything they put their heart and mind and body to can and would be achieved. They had the confidence, the drive to face any confrontations or challenges thrown at them. And I think the reason why a lot of young men, especially young men, because this video is directed at, a mass audience, male or female, but I think I'm going to focus on young men for a little bit. I think the reason why young men are, this inconsistent and these lazy or this they lack this confidence or this drive to go ahead and achieve or be a goal getter is because they're not on semen retention or seed retention. It is one of the world's biggest secrets. In today's world, you don't hear anyone talking about seed retention. What is seed retention? See, I never even heard about seed retention from science or anywhere else. This is one of the biggest secrets in the world, and billionaires know the benefits behind semen retention. A lot of notable billionaires, athletes, and the like knew that seed retention or semen retention had a benefit, and they put their mind to it. They saw it as the driving force towards, they saw that it had potential, and they decided to use that potential to achieve and, go ahead with whatever they wanted to do in life. And I remember when I came across the words no fab and seed retention, monk mood, god mood, beast mood. I never even heard about it. Like these are things that you're not taught at school. These are things you go out to learn, from non-profit organizations or from, blogs or websites. Like nobody talks about it. For me, my growth with growing and accepting semen retention has been a life changing. It's a life changer. Let me put it that way. From my story, I don't know about yours, but if you're watching this video and you haven't been on seed retention, and you haven't had the drive or focus to actually fulfill your dreams, or even if you're still at school and you need to, put your mind to your academic materials like books and all that, I think you should really try seed retention. It is very, very, it is a wonderful process, and it's. I'm making this video early in the morning. I have the energy to go on and do a lot of things. I'm still gonna work out and some other deep work and stuff I need to do. So seed retention is a kind of it's mind blowing. Not touching your meat, going off the hub, the X-rated videos and all that. It's really really powerful. I watched a lot of videos on seed retention, and I can tell you it is benefits are real, very real, and you shouldn't joke with the benefits. The way it changes the way you see the world. You see the world from a different perspective. You see it from a different perspective. And I think this is what gives you more optimism. It doesn't change the way the world is. No. The world will always tell you it's an impossible place to live in. But when you change the way you see it, it becomes, your visions become clearer. It becomes, easier to go ahead and do whatever you want to do. And I think it has also changed the way I see women, and I talk to other men, and the way I handle confrontation. Like, I won't be making this video if I wasn't on seed retention. I wouldn't have that energy. I wouldn't have that drive, that clarity. I would still be in my bed. You have that courage, that motivation, the way you walk, the way you talk, the way the world can feel you. They can smell it that you're a different person. You go from a weak, insignificant guy to a man that has the courage, the drive, and the balls of steel. And I believe that's the guy every boy wants to grow up to be. If you doubt me, just close your eyes and try to imagine your younger self in a room with your adult self, your now self, who you are now. Imagine your younger self seeing you jerk off or watch pornography. What kind of look will be on that boy's face? Will it be a look of approval? Will it be a smile? Or a look of shame and disgust? That boy will no doubt be scarred for life. To tell you how degrading the act of pornography is, the act of wasting your seed. And I think no boy wants to grow up to be that man. No boy will be proud of that man. And if you are that man, you need to wake up. You need to stop. Being on seed retention is something that gives you pride. You're filled with, you have a lot of pride in yourself. You take pride in your achievements. You take pride in whatever you do, whatever you say. It's gold. And I think that's one thing every man should have, pride. And I don't believe pride is a bad thing. Of course, we hear religion talking much about, pride and humility and all that. But I think pride can only get bad when you hold others in contempt. This is when pride becomes a bad thing. But when it becomes something that gives you self-respect, something that gives you self-worth, because you're able to do something that a lot of guys cannot do. You're going out and achieving things, and a lot of guys are sitting down and complaining, lamenting on how unfair the world is treating them, making themselves insignificant Jeffries. So it is a kind of it's you're drawing yourself, you're pulling yourself out of that hole, and a lot of guys are not able to do that, not because they can't, but because they choose to be victims of society. When you attach so much value to yourself, you don't see yourself going back to watch other men have sex with women, or watch other men live in big mansions, drive fancy cars, while you sit on the bench watching them. You sit on your chair watching them doing all those things, getting all those things. You go from a bench warmer to a goal getter. Two types of people in the world. We have goal getters, men that go out and get those things, and men that sit down and watch other men do those things, or be those things, or get those things. Every man wants a meaningful relationship. Every man wants to drive cars, fancy cars. Every man wants to live in luxurious mansions. But why are we not getting it? simply because we choose to stay on the sidelines and watch other people do it for us. It's we live in a kind of comfortable society where we're comfortable, going on Instagram, social media, watching other people accumulate wealth. Okay, and then we praise them or criticize them for it while we're sitting down in the comfort of our homes, and we're not actually, getting those things. We don't have those things. So I believe when you put so much value in yourself, please go on seed retention. If you're not, try it out, see if it works for you, and I'm sure it's gonna work for you, unless you you lie to yourself. So I think that's all for this video. With all that being said, catch you on the next one. There was a little bit of delay between my first video and this video, but I'll try to work on that, and I'll try to work on that. Catch you later. Forever solid, all the way. I'm out. Peace.